All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Thursday morning Inner Circle live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen and Ms. Casey Jackson. I hope everybody is doing well today. So, let's turn off all distractions, prepare your minds and your bodies to engage as you guys always do. And for the courtesy of everybody on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted if you're not actively asking a question or making a comment. All right. We're going to take a quick look at some fundamentals, see where everything sits, what transpired overnight, and then we'll dive into some charts. All right. So let's slide over to trading economics. And real quick, drop me one in the chat if you can hear me okay, and if you can see my trading economics screen.
Nobody can hear, but we're not seeing the screen.
Cannot see my screen. All right, let's try this again. What about now? We're rocking. All right, perfect. Appreciate you, Miss Mary. So, real quick, right? Last night we had some employment data come out for the Australian dollar, and we see right here Aussie remains weak despite solid data. The Aussie dollar held around 67 cents, hovering near its lowest levels in 2 months and remaining weak despite better than expected domestic data, as concerns about aggressive monetary policy by the United States, Federal Reserve, and fears of a global economic slowdown weigh on sentiment. Australian employment rose through 33,500 in August, in line with expectations, and reversing a 41,000 fall in July. While the country's unemployment rate ticked up a bit from a 48-year low to 3.5%, the data bolstered expectations that the Reserve Bank will continue raising interest rates, with the market pricing in just a 25 basis point increase next month. RBA Governor Philip Lowe recently commented that the case for a slower pace of rate hikes becomes stronger as the level of the cash rate increases, right? So Governor Lowe is taking pretty much a dovish stance, saying as they continue to increase interest rates, they'll continue to slow the pace that they do so, right? They raised the interest rate by 50 basis points to 2.35% at the September meeting, raising interest rates by an aggressive 225 basis points since May, right? So yes, they're going to continue to increase. However, they're going to do it slower and slower with the concerns of a global economic slowdown, right? And the higher they get, the slower they will go. Okay, so that's the dovish stance coming out of the RBA. And the other I wanted to take a look at real quick is this here. WTI crude futures fluctuate around $88 per barrel on Thursday, but are still up more than 1% this week amid a robust demand outlook and ongoing signs of tight physical markets. The IEA reported on Wednesday that it expects a large-scale gas to oil switching, estimated an average of 700,000 barrels per day from October 22nd to October 22 to March 23, double the level from a year ago. In China, the mega city Chengdu is set to end the full COVID lockdowns in all districts on Thursday, lifting the demand outlook in the world's top crude importer. On the supply side, the risk of disrupted rail shipments from crude and other products in the U.S. amid an ongoing labor dispute supports oil prices, right? So we could see that increase. And actually, that may not see the increase. I just got a notification that they reached a tentative deal to avoid the strike. So this may be off or not in the very near future. Total Energies also cut production at its Port Arthur, Texas refinery due to the planned shutdown of 2 sulfur recovery units. Meanwhile, oil prices remain down 30% on the year as rising interest rates and recession fears gripped commodity markets. All right. So this second part of it might be off or not as far as that strike goes, if this deal goes through. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's oil. All right. Japan posted the largest trade gap on record. We talked about this one last night. Benny talked about it, and this kind of continued to lend toward the potential intervention coming out of Japan. So we'll continue to keep our eyes peeled there. Okay. Over to Forex Factory today, we got core retail sales and Empire State Manufacturing Index, right? And retail sales numbers coming out of the United States at 8:30. This could continue to press on the dollar pushing higher and potentially have investors still emotional and push their bets in one direction or another regarding how high the interest rate increase will be for the Fed. All right. So we'll continue to watch that coming in at 8:30. Could give us a little bit more volatility depending on how that data comes out. Okay. And then tomorrow we got consumer sentiment at 10. All right. Any questions from a fundamental perspective?
No.
No. All right, cool deal. One last thing, it's not a report or anything like that, but we could start to see continue to see increase in the China, Taiwan, United States situation. The United States is preparing to impose some sanctions on China. So if that continues to happen, we could see continued escalation coming out of China in the China-Taiwan scenario that continues to escalate, right, behind the scenes. So keep your eyes peeled there as another potential war is brewing on the backside. Okay.
Hey, Ryan.
Ms. Joy, what's up?
Good morning. That energy strike, was that anything to do with the Amtrak strike as well? Was that connected?
With Amtrak?
Because I was just looking at the news and they were saying something about how Amtrak and them was about to go on strike and how they was the biggest coal supplier. Transporter.
It could be connected. It could be connected.
They said that, well, if it is connected, that strike was called off.
Gotcha. So yeah, it may be then, because that's the rail workers. So yeah, that could likely be the connection, because that pending deal. So yep, I think you're right on there. All right. Any other questions? No. All right. Cool deal. So, what I want to do is I want to take some pair requests. Past few days, been going pretty heavy on the things that I got my eyes on, and I want to take some requests from you guys, see what you guys are looking at, and get some insight from that perspective. All right. So, if you guys have any pairs that you are watching, drop those into the chat for me, and we'll rock through those before I get to any that I am watching. So take a minute, drop those into the chat for me, and we'll rock from there. Gold, GJ, dollar Swiss. The dollar Swiss is moving. All those Swissy pairs are moving. All right, cool deal. So we'll start with gold. See what gold is doing. Last we were looking at potential press to the downside. So let's see. Yeah, pressing to the downside, right? Take these out. It didn't break through that cluster just yet, but we're coming back to it, right? We're starting to press down below this monthly level, pressing back into this cluster of support to the downside. Matching the extension, we got a 382, right? Matching the extension is here at 1655. Okay. So with that being the case, could be headed there, right? Got a little bit of work to do to break through these levels, but pressing down nonetheless. Okay. As we drop to the 4. On the 4, we got a 50% retracement, and the extension is at 1626. So 1655 and 1626 is the range. 1655, 1626. All right. Your daily D extension and your 4-hour D extension. So this is where we could be headed, guys. We'll see how the market responds at this low here at 1680. But if we break that, we'll have some more work to do. We could stay in the range, but looks like we're headed towards that D extension on both levels. All right. Good morning, Shauna. Headed towards the D extension at both levels. Okay. So that's the daily and the 4. We drop down to the 1. Let's see what we got. Let's see. All right. Just run the fib from the high here. Have those all get taken out. As well. So we'll come here. Okay. Yeah, so here we got 786 retracement. 127 is the matching extension. All right. And it's just before this weekly support level at 1669. So headed down still, right? All levels are pointing to the downside. Got some work to do there at these support levels. So we'll see if we get a little bit of ranging as we break through, but ultimately pointing to the downside. And if we do start breaking through these levels, right, we'll look for that continued downside movement. If we stall and we reverse, right, then we'll look for price to press back above. But trying to close below this level on a higher time frame. So if we continue pressing down, this monthly level is going to be a key one, right, to start this movement to the downside. So I'm still looking short on gold, down in this range here, 1655 to 1630, 25, 27. So that's what I'm looking at on gold, to the downside. All right. First level would be this 118 level on the 1. And then if we break these, then we'll look at 1655. Cool. Questions on that, Joy?
Yeah, that was my question because of that cluster that was coming up. I got my TP at 1605 because that's a monthly. I want to say that's the monthly D extension, and I was just aiming for the monthly targets. Gotcha. But my concern was because US is about to hitting that D, how much of effect that it would have. But one night I noticed that at night, and normally it starts to pull up at night. Because I have to I looked at some old notes is to pay attention what price closed at the 00 candle. And that's what I've been taking note of as far as the direction. Because a lot of times price will pull, I can get my pullbacks when opening bell to come back down. But a couple of days it didn't do that. And I didn't know if that had anything to do with like the other pairs that gold trade against, like Aussie the Aussie, and it's something else they trade up against. So I forgot about the silver ratio. Yeah, but that's what was my concern, because it looked like it was starting to turn last night, but it continued to the downside. But I'm still holding short.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, my bias is still short on this. Until it shows me otherwise. We haven't gotten any convincing any of these A's on the lower time frame coming down since August, right? I haven't gotten any convincing moves. So we'll see what happens here at this monthly support level. If we push back above it, we could stay above. But if we close below, I'm looking forward to continue to press down. Yep. I need something convincing, a double bottom scenario where we get a nice pushback to the upside, and a support to form in order to change my bias on that one. Cool. Appreciate you, Benny. Good morning, bro.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you, man?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. So another Thursday, getting it in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another Thursday. We own it, man. We own it. So yeah, that's gold. That's gold. There was GJ. All right, so we pushed out of the top of this range here, right? Came into this 167,857, and we pressed down. Okay, so if we close bearish today or below that high today, we got a new swing high, which confirms that daily resistance level, right? And we could continue to head down to at least this 163. Okay, previous resistance, right? We'll see if it holds as future support. Okay, so that's what I'm watching as this continues to push to the downside, right? See if this level holds. Now, if we break through that, we could be headed to the next level. Okay, but this is level we got to watch first. You see, we consolidated here for quite some time, right? Consolidate here for quite some time. Now, if we break back into this range, right, potentially we could be there for quite some time. We've struggled to break through this daily and weekly support levels down here, right? And for a while, we struggled to break through this resistance level. So this is going to be a key level for us to watch as the spirit continues to move to the downside. Okay. As we drop to the 4, right? We're moving. Shallow retracement, 118, 127. We're in that up retracement zone. Okay. That daily support that we're watching comes in at a 50% retracement, right? So on the move to the downside, we're getting some sideways push right now, right? And we'll see if we get this follow through as we move throughout the rest of the week, right? And potentially into next week. And we'll see what happens over the weekend with the Bank of Japan, okay? But just hovering sideways right now, could get a push to the upside to retest this level. But at the end of the day, as long as we stay below this daily level, I'm looking for price to continue to head to the downside, at least to, like I said, this next support here. Okay. Questions here? Actually, I think that level is off. I think this level is off. So I'm going to go back. I'll drop to the 1 hour in 1 second. Let's take that down. There we go. That's better. That's that support level. Had it shifted a little lower. So that's the 4 hour look. We drop to the 1. And that's what we look like. We broke through the cloud. Lagging span broke through the cloud on that push. And now we're just pushing sideways, right? Tenkan and the Kijun are also sideways. So we're consolidating right now. Okay. All right. Chiku span A sideways. I'm sorry, Sequel span A sideways, right? Sequel span B sideways. So even from a cloud perspective, it tells us that we're consolidating right now. So we'll look for a continued move to the downside. Like I said, we could see a retracement at some point, right? But as long as we stay below that daily level, I'll stay short. Okay. Questions on GU?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. And two, right? As long as we stay below the cloud, I also stay short. As long as we got a bearish cloud and we stay below, well, we could see a twist with the pullbacks, but as long as we stay below the cloud, I'm going to stay short also, right? We break through that cloud, then I'll look to shift my bias. Okay.
I'll just protect my capital because I'm still long on this one.
Are you still long?
Yeah.
Okay. Where you long from again?
I'm
Right?
at 161, 834.
Yeah.
But my runner is, I call my runner kind of late, and it's in the negative. So I was trying to see if I was going to get rid of it or not. My runner is at 165, 136.
Okay. So that was a little low. Okay. Yeah, 161.8. That's a beautiful scenario there, Joy. $300 pips. Where price currently sits at its high, you're at 600 almost.
Yeah, I should have got out, but
understood. Understood.
But I was like, it's almost to the D extension until I heard Benny last night.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, definitely protect your capital, especially as these intervention talks continue to heat up. Okay. So yeah, manage that one accordingly. Okay.
Can you drop the cloud on the 4 hour?
On the 4, yeah. I believe we're just testing the cloud here on the 4. Yeah. You got your TK, your TK crossover here. Still got a bullish cloud. Lagging span broke through price, but not close to the cloud just yet on the 4. So on the 4, we got a little bit to go. If that occurs, though, look out, right? And that could occur somewhere down here at this daily support level. As price continues to move. If that happens, look out. Look out for that move down to this to the bottom of that range.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Other questions on GJ?
Hey, Ryan.
Yes, good morning.
So, good morning. I see that the lagging span is going through price. At that point, would you consider getting out? Or would you stay in it?
4?
Yeah.
I'm staying in this one, right?
Okay.
Because on the 1 hour, right? We're still below this cloud. And here we're still working on this 80-20 scenario, right? This is still playing out. So I'm still bearish on this. Now, if we break through on the cloud, right? So I'm managing my trade from a higher time frame and looking at my larger targets, right?
Right.
If we break through the cloud on the 1, right? Then that's when I'll look at potentially shifting my bias.
Okay.
Right? Looking at taking some off the table. But as I said, my first target is down here at this 163 level.
Okay.
That's my first
Thank you.
target. Yeah, you're welcome. So if this was the 1 hour, right? If it was the 1 hour, probably wouldn't be in this trade because it hasn't broken through yet. But when it starts consolidating like that, on the 1 hour time frame, with everything above the cloud, that would be a conversation, right? But seeing as on the 1 hour it's below the cloud, that tells me we're bearish. All right. Like I said, if we break this on the 4, that'll give me even more. That'll change my my take profit level to down here. All right. So good questions. Good questions. Any others? Nope. All right, cool deal. Dollar Swiss. She's finally on the move to the downside. These Swiss pairs are interesting. They are interesting. here we are. This is the 4. This is the 4. Zoom out. Yep. 4 to the downside. Come back to the daily. Right. So we saw that push come out. That news early in the week. And now we're finally getting this retracement to happen. If I can get rid of this line. Oh, wait. Finally getting this retracement to happen. Right. So on the 4, this was that strong bullish candle. And now we're pulling back. Right. Now we're pulling back. See if we can get down to, right, retest the bottom part of this bullish candle. That's what I'm looking for. Right. If we can get a deep retracement down here, I'll look for the buying opportunity. I would really love for that to happen selfishly, personally. But we could stall here around that B boundary as well. So we'll see. We'll see. But the retracement that we've been waiting on, it's finally giving it to us. Finally giving it to us. Take these out on the 1. And this is that retracement here. Bang. Okay. So we get down to the 618 level, right? I'll look for some buying opportunities to play this back to the upside. But this is the retracement we've been waiting on. Okay. Finally broke down. And then we'll see if we get price to turn over and flip. Right? Drop the cloud on. Retesting the cloud right now, starting to push sideways. So we'll see if we get another push to the downside here. All right, break through the cloud and then get us some consolidation. Okay, but this retracement is what we wanted to see. So we'll see if we get price to turn over. Okay. Have a little crown action happening here too. And nope, not it. Not it.
Well, it looks more like a head and shoulder.
Kind of, but it did break that previous high.
But
Right, even that consolidation. So yeah, but it's weird. It's weird, but we're getting that retracement nonetheless. Right. So now we're just looking to see a do we just stall at the cloud here and get that reversal, right? Or do we push a little bit lower, get into that 618 level, and then give us that reversal, right? And retest previous resistance here. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for there. Okay. But we're getting that retracement nonetheless that we've been waiting on, right? Long consolidation period, and then we broke. Okay. So we'll keep our eyes on this one and look for price to turn over. All right. There's a drop down to the 15 on this with the cloud, right? Give us a better indication. See, the cloud is quite a ways away still on the 15. So we can use this one as our gauge. Okay. And this is that fib coming off the 1 hour. So we use this cloud as our gauge, and we can watch this as it presses to the downside. Get that price to get deeper and turn over. Okay. Questions on this dollar Swissy? No.
Nope, that's a nice correction.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. Patiently waiting on it. Patiently waiting on it. All right.
Yep, I have a buy limit set, so we'll see. We'll activate it.
Where you got your buy limits at?
95400.
Okay, right at the 618 level almost.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that. Yeah. I got mine sitting there at 952.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see if we get it. We'll see if we get it.
On Saturday, we spotted a head and shoulder on the daily.
Oh, this crown pattern here. Yeah. Yep, this crown pattern here. Yep. So that's the move overall that we're playing out. Or that we're looking to play out. Yep. So we got that nice bullish push. We're getting a retracement, right? And we'll just look for that thing to turn over and continue pressing to the upside. Okay. Other questions here? Nope. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's take out. Do we have any others sitting in? We got any other pairs that you guys saying look at? That you want me to run through? While we wait, let's take a look at this Swiss yen. Swiss yen. We're getting that push back to the upside. This is look on the 4. Okay. On the daily, right? We're hovering in this zone, in this range, right? That 118, 127 off the weekly. That's this green box. We're pushing sideways. Okay. But on our 4, we're getting that retracement, right? So if we hold in this zone, right, the top of this push, if we hold here, right, we could be in for a crown pattern on the lower time frames, and we could be in for that push to the downside. Now, if we continue bullish, this is the daily D extension here. Okay, so keep that in mind as well, as we could stay bullish and push that daily D extension. Okay, but if we don't, if we stay below, right, and we get price to turn over here, give us that crown pattern, and then we'll look for this continuation short, right, pushing to the B boundary, and then getting down to this monthly support level. Okay, so I'm watching this one closely to see if we get this thing to turn over. Okay, sitting at a 618 retracement right now off of the fibs running to the downside, right, off that high on the 1. Okay, broke back above the cloud. We see that lagging span didn't fully break out, right? Didn't fully break out here. So we're getting that retracement that we're looking for. Okay, now it's just, does price hold for us? Does price hold for us? Okay, but this is that crown pattern. Right? Does it hold somewhere in there and give us that retracement? Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. But that's what I'm watching here on the Swiss yen. See if we get that turnover. Okay. Questions on this one?
No, sir.
No.
When you say you're waiting, you're just waiting to see if you get another candle or pull back?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if we get a swing high here.
Okay.
Yeah, waiting to see if we get a swing high here, right, to give us a level of resistance to form that right tip.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Because the like I said, that other option is still in play for that to get to the D extension, right? I'm not exactly sure what happened overnight, but all the Swissies started pushing in favor of the Swiss, right? Your pound Swiss pushed to the downside. The Aussie Swiss pushed, right? So I'm not exactly sure what caused it, but started to get some strong movement in favor of the Swissies. So I want to ensure that this kind of slows down and consolidates and gives me a swing high to turn over. Cancel that order. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Cool. You can drop down to the 15 also and watch it, right? Get your confirmations on the cloud on the 15. Okay, push to the upside here. Oh, we got to the D extension. So now, right, your sub fibs on the 15 are running to the upside, but we'll monitor it like this. Right, I'm just looking for the cloud here. Getting that retracement, right? So now if you get your confirmations on the cloud on the 15, right, that could also give you your your entry opportunity back down to the downside. Okay, so be patient on this one and allow it to form for us. Okay, allow it to form for us. Cool. All right. EuroCAD Ethereum 2.0 launched successfully yesterday. I dig it, man. I dig it. We'll see how that changes the game. We'll see how that changes the game.
I needed to go back and find the article, but there was an article that stated something to the effect that it's coming around where it's going to get adopted by to become, what is it called, to be in, when a lot of government institutions and companies now take it. Yeah. So,
Yeah, and that's been the big thing, right? That's what Dewan and Benny been talking about is, right, once the big money gets in the game, right, and the regulation comes in, then you really start to see some moving and shaking.
yeah, that's the word, regulation.
Yeah. So we shall see. EuroCAD, we're pushing sideways, hovering in this range, 132 and 130, right? Bias is still bullish on it, but just consolidating right now. Got them back and forth on oil, right? We know CAD has some data come in short, but bias is still bullish on this one. Bias is still bullish here. We're just pushing sideways at the moment. So it's a drop down to the 4, right? We see we got that 8.6 retracement. We started to get that push up, not able to break through that daily level, which we talked about. And now we're just pushing sideways. So it's just patience here. A lot of times these C to D moves, right, they take a little bit to play out, right? C to D moves. So we could see consolidation for a little while longer, but ultimately I am looking for that to push above and take that out and head to the daily 382 potentially, but at least this 4-hour 382 at 135. Might take a bit though. Might take a bit. But bullish nonetheless. So here on the 1, you see that consolidation a little bit more clearly. See the cloud is moving through price, your lagging span is moving through price, right? Your Tickets and your Keygensen are also moving through price, right? So waiting to see what happens here. Okay. But that's it. We're still moving, still bullish. Like I said, still bullish. Just in a consolidation period. Questions here? Nope. Cool deal.
I would say it probably wouldn't move until next week because that's when we have some news, Canadian news next week. So
yeah, we could see that continue to push sideways for sure. For sure. On retail sales. Yeah. You're probably right there. Next week we got monetary policy minutes for the Aussie CPI at 8:30 on Tuesday. Yeah. They could be a catalyst. It could be a catalyst for sure. Yep. Cool deal. Next week we also got rate statement for the United States. So we are getting there. We're getting there. Can you buy some patience, man? Man, I wish I could too. Joy. All right, so that's a sideways push. Then the other one I wanted to look at was Aussie yen. This Aussie yen. We're waiting on a retracement to happen, and we got one, right? Come back to the daily real quick. We're talking about we broke through this monthly level, and we wanted to see, does this monthly level hold for us, right? And we pushed right back into it, and now we're getting a reaction back down to the downside. So on the 4, either 118, 127, so it was just a shallow retracement here, right? shallow retracement to retest that monthly level. So technically, this would be if this continues down, it'll be a shallow crown pattern, right? Got a shallow retracement and then push up, push down. We didn't get that higher push that we normally look for back up into the range here, right? Just came short and then to the downside. So we'll see if we get that follow through and continue to push down, but we got that retest at this monthly level nonetheless, right? And that monthly level looks like, right, a strong push to the downside. So it looks like that monthly level is holding for us. Okay. So we break to the downside on this cloud, right? Could be game on, right? Could be game on. And we get all of those confirmations, the twist, and the lagging span breaking through as well. So that's the 4-hour look. Here on the 1, this is our look here, right? On the 1, we got a 618 retracement. Okay. We got a 618 retracement and we turned over, pressing down. So we'll see if we continue down, right? Or do we get another push deeper into the zone? Okay. So we'll watch that closely, but short nonetheless. Short nonetheless. All right. So that's the Aussie yen pushing to the downside. Questions there?
Nope.
All right. Cool deal. Cool deal. And then just the Aussie yen. And Ben, you got any pairs that you're looking at, bro?
No, not really. I just were pretty much waiting on, those dollar crosses, the corrections that we were looking for.
Yeah.
That's it. So just being patient there.
For sure. All right. So here on the Aussie dollar, right? We're still hovering around that B boundary. Got a 382, right? Could we push down to this 118, 127 zone? And then get a reversal? We'll see. Like I said, we got that news coming out today. If we get that push down, right, that also puts you at the D extension on the 1. Okay, this is a sub fib off that move down. This is the primary of the capital fib coming from the high. So be interesting to see how this plays out, right? If we get a push down to this weekly support level, hit the D extension, and then give us a reversal, right? So that'll put this as our capital fib at that point, right? And then that'll be our deep retracement back to the 618 level and that daily resistance. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Patience, patience, patience. Joe, we probably wouldn't have enough. Take us a while to get the money to pay for the patience because of the cost.
I was gonna set up a stand for patience and common sense, and I was gonna sell it for 10 cents.
Listen, you probably make $1 million real quick. Selling for 10 cents. Get a lot of people to come through. Is the euro dollar? Heck yeah, heck yeah. This is the euro dollar, right? This is that push to the downside. I ran the fib off the low. That retracement put us at a 8.6 retracement. So if we get that push back up and that crown pattern I'm looking for there also, right? Get to the matching D extension and give us a crown pattern if we get that deep retracement. Okay. So conversely, if you ran those sub fibs down, right, that puts you right in our sweet spot. Okay. So the matching D extension, if it pushes all the way back up, puts you in the sweet spot and gives us that crown and that reversal. If that's what occurs, we could stall at this daily level in that 618 retracement off of this push down. Right? You guys follow me on that? I said that real fast.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the patience that Benny's talking about. Waiting on these to follow through. Waiting on these to follow through. Got some data coming out at 8:30, so we'll see how the market responds to it. All right. This is GU. Same deal. We got a 382 off this. We got a monthly support level down here in the 118, 127 zone. But we'll see. We'll see if we get to push up sooner rather than later. Okay. That's it. That's it. Any other questions? Any other pairs that anybody has their eyes on? That's all I got for today, guys. Those are the ones that I got my eyes on. Those are the ones I'm being patient with. I'm with Benny on the patience here, right? Allowing these things to play out. Any questions on anything that we covered this morning? Benny, you got any final thoughts before we wrap it up, bro?
No, I mean, it was this week was, the price action was quick.
Yeah.
With the US dollar and the CPI data, and then your yen corrections. And then you just see a little bit of a pause in the market. I will say, hey, if you're new, trading this year, and you're kind of back and forth getting whipped around, it's okay. This has been the craziest year that I've experienced. I mean, when COVID hit, the market was just going to go in one direction, right? But now, as this recovery and as a result of the inflation, and it's a global issue, and your supply chain, and back and forth with China lockdowns, because of different variations of COVID and things like that, it has been a crazy year of trading. So, just hang in there. Just know that every year is not like this year. So that's just my advice. Just continue to be patient and just understand that the climate that we're in hasn't been the norm, at least since I've been trading. So many different variables, major variables, going on at one time. So a lot of lessons, a lot of things to journal about as we move forward. But other than that, look forward to seeing everybody 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Benny, I appreciate that thought, man. That takes me back
Yep.
to sports. I basketball, I didn't play football, but when things get tight, when things get tough, right? You're missing shots. You get back to the fundamentals, right? You get back to, like, you look at interviews with Ray Allen when he go on a streak of misses. His goal is to get to the free throw line so he could work on his technique, right? So in these tough times in trading, right, during this volatile period, really honing in on the technique, right? Honing in on understanding the Fibonacci sequence, honing in on the details of your rules and your entries and your exits, right? Really honing in on those things so that when you start making shots again, right, when things ease up a little bit, all of those things will now just flow, right? So that's what that reminded me of, man. So I appreciate that thought.
Yeah, indeed. It just
Go ahead, Benny.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, it just seems like because it's been so much intervention this year, and it's like you've got the free market, right, and things just play out, but then there's been a lot of intervention on a regular basis, to try to tame this inflation. So it's caused the market to whipsaw a little bit. So I agree with you. Just get back to the fundamentals.
For sure. Brother Dewan, what's up, man? Good morning.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Doing well, man.
All right. I just wanted to say that, what Benny just said makes me feel a lot better about trading, because this is, we started just recently, right? And a lot of people have. And if we're born in the year of volatility, and we learn how to navigate these rough waters, well, just think how well we'll do when the waters get calm.
Exactly.
So thank you guys for that. I appreciate it.
Exactly, man. No doubt.
You're welcome.
No doubt. All right, good people.
Okay, go ahead. Hi.
Oh, hey,
No, I was
what's up?
going to say that, coming from the perspective of being here a year ago and having to work on certain things, such as your patients, I think now it's just looking at the systems that you have to put in place to be able to get the results,
Mhm.
So I remember patience was my thing but now I don't think of it as being patience. I think as, okay, what system do I have in place to really work out to get to the goal, before I
Yeah.
enter trade. And so it takes, a lot of discipline, but it's just working through certain systems in terms of and changing your perspective. It's not your patience. It's just, do you have all of the things that you need to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be able to win this trade, And
Mhm.
I think over time, we're all going to get there, but it's just changing your perspective. I'm not labeling, okay, it's patience that I need. It's just like I mentioned earlier, okay, did you look ahead of time? Because I think the one thing that for me that was kind of the bridge is I thought, okay, you guys showed and it was so easy to do the A to B to C to D, but the time that it takes, I never took into consideration that time, and it takes time. And based on doing all your analysis and then reading the fundamentals, you say, okay, maybe price is not going to move now because this is what happens. And, just spending that extra time there to see it. And it's, then you realize that you have the time and you can be
Yeah.
patient, so.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's why I hear Benny say all the time, right? We can teach you all the technicals. We can teach you how to understand the fundamental analysis, right? 80% of the game is between your two ears. 80% of the game, right? So, yeah, man, you guys are there. You guys are putting in the work, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you guys. So, we'll be back at it tonight.
We
9 p.m. Eastern Standard
appreciate
Time.
y'all, because if it wasn't for y'all, and I'm sorry, I know you're trying to end, I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good.
We appreciate y'all, because I don't know about everybody else. I think we were in environments to where we were getting the vague outline, and here it's like boom, detail. Oh, dang, that's what I was missing. And it's like putting everything together. And I think it gives solitude, because somebody said it, but we don't know what we don't know. And putting all these pieces together to the puzzle, it's like, I don't like with everybody. I wish I could buy patience, but the thing is, with this journey is everything, because it helps us get to know ourselves, and then we get better at it every day. You know what I'm saying? With y'all help. So get that baby off to school. So I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You're good. We appreciate that, Joy. We appreciate that big time.
Can I just add one thing real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to say the icing on the cake are those mindful Mondays, because if your mind and your psyche is not right, you can have all the skills in the world, you're not going to make it in this trading thing.
Man,
and that's a big plus.
That's love.
Bingo.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it big time, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. So you guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the feedback. And we're going to keep grinding, man. We're going to keep making it happen. So you guys have a phenomenal Thursday. We're back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Until then, peace.
Peace. Good night. Good day.
Thank you.
Hello.